Hello, and welcome to Behind the Scenes. I am your host, Brittany Werner, for the evening, and I'm here with Don Delaire, who's going to tell us about producing a play. Hi, Don.
Hello, Brittany.
How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me in.
Wonderful. So I noticed that a lot of people are unaware of how much work goes into producing a play, and I wanted to know, how do you choose which production to do?
Well, our group meets monthly, and usually about 6 months before the production would begin, our play reading committee reads different shows that they think might be worthwhile to produce, and from that list, they select. We usually do 3 or 4 productions a year. They select that list, usually a big musical, a straight play, and something for children.
Awesome. And how do you choose a director and or producer for the play?
Once the production is set, we decide what show we're going to do, we solicit directors and producers to submit their resumes and show their interest in the particular production. They usually come in and have their full production staff lined up. We allow the director to, most of the time, select their own producer, somebody they're comfortable working with, but the producer ends up being responsible to the board of directors for the production overall.
Okay. And where are these performances usually done, and what is the cost?
Usually, we produce our shows at what is now Pontiac High School. In the years past, the past 40 years, it was Pontiac Northern, and a typical show can run anywhere from $10,000 to $12,000, with a good portion of that going to rights for the productions, the people who lease the rights to do the productions for the number of performances that we have. Another large chunk goes for the orchestra and the music director, and then set expense, and then rental of the building can also be anywhere between $1,200 or $4,000 per production. So.
Okay. And how do you afford to pay for this production? Is it
we have
donations or?
We have fundraising that goes on throughout the year. We're involved with charitable gaming and run Texas Hold'em a couple of times a year. Another big fundraiser is the Michigan Renaissance Festival. Our combined theater groups run one weekend, and if we have a really good weekend, we could net between $18,000 and $20,000 on the weekend selling beer.
Oh, nice. That's really nice. That'll cover one production.
It covers about one production, maybe one and a half, but that's why we have other fundraising throughout the year to try and help things along. Ticket sales in and of themselves, we wouldn't be able to stay afloat very long just on that.
Okay. Now this is a side question here. Are the plays usually centered around a specific genre, or how does that work?
We usually try and do a straight drama, and we've done To Kill a Mockingbird.
Nice.
We've done Anne of Avonlea, which is a straight show, and then the bigger musicals. We've done Scrooge a couple of times. We've done The Music Man a couple of times, Fiddler on the Roof. Last year I directed Jekyll and Hyde. So it's pretty much the big name musicals that people would like to come see.
Okay, and then I'm guessing it depends on the time of year as well, right?
Yes, yes.
Because Scrooge would be around Christmas and...
Right.
Okay.
And we usually try and do one of the big musicals either in the fall or in the spring, and then put a children's show. We did Charlotte's Web and in the springtime.
Okay, that's awesome. I would like to come and see the plays.
Oh, great.
So we have a clip that we want to show. We're going to take a break and watch this clip.
Once I thought I'd like to be a blossom growing Why, it's red, ain't it?
Yes. Red hair and freckles have been my lifelong sorrows. But why are your robes red?
Well, I seem to remember that a fella told me once that it was the iron in the soul getting rusty, but I can't believe he meant it.
Do you suppose that it could be the wounds of tragic destiny, dripping from a blood-stained family tree? An evil spell that did compel the founders of this island to meet their doom and perish horribly. Picture now the vicious strife that started raging way back in the olden days of yore. Family with family in feuds engaging, drenching all your local soil with gore. That, as far as I can see, I just cleared up the mystery of why your roads are red perpetually.
The answer's found not in the ground, in your imagination. Giddy up, bro.
Gee, I'm good, I know the notes. Gee, I'm good, I know the notes.
Now, how long ahead of time do you usually audition or rehearse, or the performers? How long ahead of time do they audition?
We normally audition about 3.5 to 4 months prior to the actual production dates. Depending on the show, we have anywhere from 10 to 14 rehearsal weeks. We normally rehearse 2 to 3 times, sometimes 4 times a week. And the first 2 or 3 weeks, especially with a musical production, we concentrate on the music and choreography, so that by the time we get around to trying to work it in with the lines learned and do different scenes, the music and the dance are already kind of second nature to them. So, but it's usually 4 months of 3 nights a week for rehearsal, and then the other days of the week we build set.
Okay, awesome. Now I noticed you said the plays are usually at Pontiac High School.
Correct.
Do you use any of the students, or how do you scout for the people that you want to audition for the play?
We put out a general email and information into the media saying we have upcoming auditions. We also have a website. It's pontiactheater4.org with Roman numeral 4, and auditions are on there. Anyone is welcome to come. We've had people come as far away as Grass Lake, which is over the middle part of the state, and from Flat Rock. But yeah, we encourage the local Pontiac, Lake Orion, and Waterford area children to get involved.
Wonderful. And how do the sets get done?
The set, once the director decides what the set he wants to look like and what is required, we have set build 3 days a week when we're not rehearsing, and that sometimes can take almost as long as the production itself, anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to get those completed, depending on how detailed it is. It takes a bunch of volunteers, some in the cast. Other members of the cast think that the set fairy come in at night and all of a sudden the set's there, but it's not. It takes a lot of hard work.
The set fairy.
Yeah, the set fairies.
That's fun. So how long have you been involved with Pontiac Theater for?
I've been involved since 1987. I auditioned for a musical production of Scrooge, and directed a few shows, been involved as producer. I was president for 9 years, off and on, and secretary for 2. So growing up in Pontiac, it's something that I've always enjoyed doing from high school, and after getting married, we got back involved in 1987.
That's wonderful. Now, are there ever any plays that are independently produced, like as far as you writing them or someone
Yes,
else
as a
writing
matter
them?
of fact, this coming season, we have a comedy, I believe, called I Do. It was written by a friend of one of our members, and she's allowed us to produce it. That will be in May.
Okay.
So,
Are you in production currently?
yes, currently we're in the production for Anne of Green Gables, the musical. It's a Canadian musical, one of Canada's favorites. This is the third time we've produced it. It always brings in really good crowds, and I've been lucky enough to been cast as Matthew in the production. So
That's wonderful. So what are ticket sales looking like for people out there who might want to purchase
ticket
tickets?
sales are available. You can get them at the door. We're trying to get online ticket sales geared up. We are connected with PayPal, and that's an initiative that we're trying to get going as well. With PayPal, they also have, you've probably seen a commercial for the little white plastic block where all you do is plug it into your cell phone and swipe the card. We're trying to get that going as well at the ticket table,
Merchant
so that if someone doesn't bring cash with them, they can still purchase tickets through that PayPal option.
That's wonderful. That's definitely in high demand these days
Yes.
because no one carries cash anymore, right?
I don't.
Neither do I. So that's great. We're actually going to take a look at another clip from one of the plays that Don has produced right now before we leave. Here's the clip.
Matthew,
Yes,
Matthew, come in here.
all right.
I want you to see what a little discipline
Mrs. Lynn, oh Mrs. Lynn, you have been wrong and I have sinned. My very soul is so chagrined. I acted so disciplined. I should have run, I should have ran, I should have been.
That was very well done, and I congratulate you.
My punishment was necessary. Upstairs, just now it's solitary. I have a temper which is scary. I know I have, and I'll be wary. You'll find my conduct salutary.
Yes, very well, dear, but
I don't deserve you embrace. Make my best. I never praise my name in lowercase. Just leave us. Please, Mrs. Lynn, your rage rescind. Please, Mrs. Lynn, I know I've sinned. Please, Mrs. Lynn, I'm out of
I just met you.
Don, can you explain what the viewers just saw?
Well, I took some footage of our rehearsal at the Pontiac Art Center. There was a clip with a song, and we also had some dance rehearsal with song. I also shot some very important footage of set build to show what's actually involved with set and the number of people that were there that particular night, and why set build is so important, and having as many people put things together as you can, it goes a whole lot quicker. So the Pontiac Art Center has been really nice to us and allowed us their space on Sundays to rehearse. We've had really good relationships with different areas throughout the city and in Waterford as well that allow us to rehearse whenever possible. So I thought it was a good idea to have some footage of actual rehearsals and what goes on, and that it's not all ran straight through. There's hiccups and misses, and to give kind of a flavor of what it's actually like doing the show.
So when is the actual production taking place?
The production is November 14th and 15th and 21st and 22nd at Pontiac High School. Curtain is at 8 o'clock.
Well, thank you so much, Don, for joining me in the studio.
Thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to talk about one of my passions and working in the theater and all aspects of behind the scenes.
Thank you so much for watching Behind the Scenes. I am Brittany Werner, and this is ONTV.